From the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Monday, February 1st, 2016. I'm Paula Degnan in for Ann Gownley. Tuesday night, Hazleton City Council is expected to vote on whether or not to raise taxes to put more police officers on the street. Today, Hazleton's newest police chief spoke with our Gary Perna about why he's asking residents to speak up.
Hazleton's newest police chief is making a plea to city residents to support the idea of raising the EIT tax from 1.35 to 1.60, which translates to 25 cents per every $100 earned, and raise the property tax rate from 4.51 to 4.60, adding $9 to a property that is worth $100,000 in taxes.
It is no secret from the previous chief to myself that we are in dire need of manpower. You know, at a minimum, we need at least 10 officers. We need 32 officers on patrol with 12-hour shifts. That will give us 8 patrol cars just patrolling the streets in the city of Hazleton. It'll allow us to do special operations. It'll allow us to do walking patrols. It'll allow us to do hotspot policing. These are the things that we need in the 21st century to make a safer city.
In the letter, Spezial tells residents that he has 35 years of law enforcement experience and working with the DEA and managing investigations for the New York City Police Department to leading police departments with record reduction in crime. But the chief said the call to action is not about him. It's about Hazleton and making sure the city is safer.
To introduce myself informally was to write a letter, send it to the editor, send it to the media, and let them know that, you know, please release this to the public. Pro or con, we want your voice heard. This is not about, you know, support me, support the men and women. This is about a safer Hazleton. And what we're asking is for people to come to the council meeting and to voice their opinion, regardless of what that is. We want them to understand we are committed to make a safer city. But we need the manpower, we need the tools, and for the cost and the proposal that's been put on the table, how anybody could think that the minimal amount of money would not be worth making a safer city, increasing property values, removing blight, you know, handling those quality of life issues that matter to so many people.
Spezial's letter goes on to say the men and women of the Hazleton Police Department are a talented group of individuals and have dedicated their lives to protecting you and your families. We recognize there is no quality of life in our homes, and neighborhoods aren't safe for our children, and seniors are left unprotected. That is why the chief is asking residents to come out and voice their concerns at Tuesday night's City Council meeting.
What we're saying is please come out, voice your opinion, let the elected officials know what you want from the city of Hazleton, what you support as far as making a safer city. And that's what this is all about. We are committed. We will do what we have to do. The union has already conceded to work these 12-hour shifts. Gives us 33% more manpower. Imagine having 8 patrol cars on every shift in the city of Hazleton. Imagine doubling your manpower, more than doubling your manpower for a minimal cost to have that omnipresence, which is proven that it will reduce crime. And these are just things that are common sense that we're asking the public to please come out and support us.
The chief and Mayor Jeff Cassat are asking residents in the city to stand behind the police department and give them some help.
We can't do this alone. We can do this together. And everybody has to give something to make sure that we can accomplish our goals and make a safer city, bring back economic development, bring back, you know, a better perception of this city, remove the drug element, remove the criminal element. It's only 1 or 2% is that criminal element. Let us do our jobs, and I promise you, you will have a safer city.
Tuesday night City Council meeting is set for 7 p.m. In Hazleton, for WYLN News, I'm Gary Perna.
WYLN News will be taping Tuesday's City Council meeting in its entirety. WYLN wants to make sure that those who cannot make the meeting can see and hear what happened. The meeting will be rebroadcast Wednesday night, 6 o'clock, here and only here on WYLN TV. Hazleton City Police are investigating another robbery at Craig's on West Broad Street. The break-in and robbery happened late Friday night. This was the second robbery at the store within 4 days. City and state police were investigating the scene. According to police, an employee said a man wearing camouflage pants, dark-colored jacket, and a mask entered the store and pointed a handgun at the employee and demanded money. The man fled the scene with an undetermined amount of cash. Anyone with information is asked to call police in Hazleton at 570-459-4940. A Berwick man is behind bars tonight after he was caught with suspected heroin. According to Berwick police, as part of that ongoing investigation, Edwin Vasquez of North Market Street in the borough was arrested for delivering heroin to the Berwick area. On Friday afternoon, police found Vasquez traveling in the area of 9th and Market Street when they pulled over the car and found he was in possession of 308 packets of suspected heroin. Vasquez was arrested and charged with possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance and possession of a controlled substance. Vasquez did not post bail and was subsequently lodged in the Columbia County Prison. Gunshots in Wilkes-Barre over the weekend. 2 people were injured when they were fired just before 1 a.m. outside Locals 88 Sunday morning, a bar on Poplar Street that's in the Rolling Mill Hill section. Police haven't released the names or conditions of the victims except to say that their injuries were not life-threatening. Sources say the victims were 2 women, both of whom were shot in the foot. The incident is under investigation by Wilkes-Barre Police Detective Division. A jury of 7 women and 5 men were selected today in Luzerne County Court to hear the murder trial of Jessica Alinsky. 3 women and 1 man also chosen as alternates. The 32-year-old woman from Shenandoah is charged with criminal homicide and altering a crime scene that in connection with the death of her boyfriend, Matthew Gailey, in April of 2011. The prosecution says Alinsky shot the 34-year-old corrections officer, then allegedly tampered with the crime scene to make it look like a suicide inside their Hazel Township home. Her attorney requested a change of venue today due to recent publicity and history of the case, but that was turned down by the judge. Opening statements are expected to begin tomorrow morning. The firestorm over a proposed auto shredder near Hazleton has heated up. It's proposed by Harry's U. Pullet in Hazel Township. That's been in business for close to 80 years. Hazel Township supervisors say the Kress family, which owns Harry's, never had township permission to build the foundation, which is now in place. Over the weekend, they were sent a cease and desist order. A group called Citizens Against the Shredder, or CATS, has been formed and held a public meeting. But the Kress family says CATS primaries made what they called unfounded claims and is simply trying to scare the public. Harry's used to be known as Kress's. Time now for a first look at our forecast, and Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is in the Weather Center with the details. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Paula, how's it going? Well, you know what? Overall, not too bad to start our work week on this particular Monday. There's been some precipitation down toward the south and east. Today, kind of saw a lot of clouds around. Actually, when you walked outside, it kind of felt maybe a little bit damp, if you will. But again, really not much going on across the great Northeast. All the precipitation down toward the south from Jersey down through Maryland, even out through Virginia and out through the Carolinas. But you can see this is all warm air because it's all rain. But if you go out toward the west, you see a break going through Ohio, Indiana, and of course some snow out in Nebraska. But closer to home, we got temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Even closer to home, we got 46 now in New Angola, 48 in Berwick, and 48 degrees in Bloomsburg. The complete 7-day forecast coming at you in just a little bit. Paula?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, area fires and an area fire company gets a visit from the State Auditor General. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, weather with meteorologist Joe Garbacik, and sports with Eric DeBerardinis.
Combined Insurance makes it easy to protect you and your loved ones by paying cash directly to you when you need it most. Whether you're looking for accident and sickness, disability, or life coverage, Combined Insurance has a policy to meet your needs and fit your budget. Call John Ravello, 570-499-0504 for an appointment to help determine the best coverage for you. That's John Ravello, 570-499-0504.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget. Restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Fire authorities say it was a malfunctioning power strip that caused a fire Friday night in Jeansville outside Hazleton. The fire broke out around 6:15 in a house trailer on Post Circle. Residents were chased from the house, but there were no injuries. The house, not a total loss. Officials say it can be repaired. A former restaurant in southern Schuylkill County went up in flames this morning. The former Swiss Chalet restaurant went up in flames around 10:30 in West Brunswick Township. That's just south of Orwicksburg. The restaurant was turned into an apartment building. Crews from the surrounding area were called in to help battle the fire, and firefighters from as far north as Tamaqua and as south as Berks County were on the scene. The blaze left 7 people homeless. The cause of the blaze remains under investigation. Firefighters at the scene said there were no injuries reported and no estimate of damage was available. The State Auditor General, Eugene DePasquale, says the Wilkes-Barre Township Volunteer Fire Department has cleaned up its financial house. The state is releasing $252,000 in state funds that had been frozen after questions were raised about an unpaid loan and inappropriate withdrawals. The state withheld state money in part because of the theft of $45,000 by the former fire chief. The state money is paid into the Volunteer Firefighters Relief Association and is used for training, the purchase of equipment, and insurance. The Auditor General says it's all about regaining the public trust. The state will be keeping an eye on the department, but it's confident it's on the right track. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik back in with a full look at our forecast. Don't go away.
WYLN TV 35, first in live sports. Join Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, and the entire WYLN sports team as we bring you the best in live local sports. WYLN TV 35, the event, not just the highlights.
Switch off the beaten path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
WYLN TV 35 has strong ties to the community, as evident in its commitment to important causes like the American Cancer Society and Helping Hand Society Tilt Funds. WYLN's commitment to northeastern Pennsylvania continues with a broadcast of Hazelton's Funfest Parade and both the Christmas and St. Patrick's Day parades in Wilkes-Barre. In the summer, we broadcast the Weatherly and Giants of Spare Hill flag, and throughout the year, we provide important community services through the broadcast of town meetings, school board meetings, election night coverage, and other events. WYLN, we're your local network.
Well, we got the mild weather in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. It's even going to get milder yet, but it's not going to last long because we're going to have to deal with some colder temperatures in the 7-day forecast. We'll get to that in a little bit, but first, onto the graphic for today. And, well, we did have some precipitation. Most of it has remained down toward the south and east. Some of our areas just saw a tad bit of rain, some showers, some spritzes. It kind of felt dampness in the air when you walked outside. But again, the heaviest and steadiest of precipitation has been down toward the south. And speaking of down toward the south, there you can see Live 35 Skycast Doppler down toward the south and east. Down below Lehighton, that's where still some leftover rain happens to be. Our live Lehigh tire conditions outside our station in Hazelton, we're at 41 degrees, so it is fairly mild for this time of year. Take a look at Raleigh. It's 70 degrees right now, feeling pretty good down there, even down toward the south. Orlando, 81, 75 degrees in Miami. Gets a little bit chillier in Dayton, Ohio, where it's 45, 44 in Chicago. And this is where all that colder air is right now. Denver, it's only 29 degrees. And eventually in that 7-day forecast, some of that colder air is going to make it into our area. Closer to home statewide, 47 Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport. It's 50 degrees in Philly. 50 degrees in Williamsport, 47 in Selinsgrove, and 45 in State College. Up in the Wyoming Valley area, a little bit of a breeze, 5 to 10 mile per hour, but temperature-wise, it's nice, mid to upper 40s. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. Again, we pretty much missed out on this system. A lot of this didn't even reach the ground. A bulk of it down toward the south and east, down through Philly, down through Baltimore, down through Richmond. That's where the precipitation was. But again, it was all rain because temperatures were well above freezing. There you can see the extent of it. We literally narrowly missed the band of precipitation, all of it down toward from Harrisburg through Allentown and Philly. And again, that continues to move away. Temperature-wise tonight, we got some 20s to deal with, some lower 30s tomorrow. We're up into the 40s. And then we should stay above freezing as we head into tomorrow night. And then by Wednesday, boy, it's going to be pretty nice temperature-wise across our area. How nice, you might ask? Well, you're going to see it in a 7-day forecast, but I got to bring you bad news as well. If you like the colder weather, you're going to like it. If you don't like the colder weather, you're not going to like it. But a pattern change will take place next week, which means a shift in the jet stream, and that's going to allow us to see some colder temperatures. Extended forecast looking like this and what we can expect over the next couple of days. We're at 43 for tomorrow. We're up to 53 as we head into Wednesday, some rain around. Then it gets a little bit colder, only in the 30s. And take a look at the second part of the weekend and early next week. Yeah, temperatures struggling to make it to near 30 degrees. Our daytime Pennsylvania lottery numbers, we thank the lottery, the Pennsylvania that is, for having the numbers for your chance to win. The pick 2, 1, 4, the pick 3, 5, 2, 2, and the pick 4, 7, 9, 7, 4. The pick 5 numbers looking like this, 7, 5, 4, 7, 2, and the treasure at numbers 2, 3, 5, 15, and 30. Stick around, we'll have a lot more for you coming up after the break.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill, and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
This week on Topic A, I'm joined by Neil Alberto, Executive Director of Catholic Social Services here in Hazelton. We're going to talk all about a new pilot program being launched to help those homeless people in our area. Join us this week on Topic A, only on WYLN.
WYLN is proud to announce a huge technical upgrade to our channels that will bring a better digital picture and expanded coverage area to viewers all over northeastern and central Pennsylvania. In addition to Channel 35.1 in Hazleton, you can watch a crystal clear picture in Berwick and Columbia County on Channel 47.1 and in East Stroudsburg on Channel 24.1. And we're proud to announce Pennsylvania's newest TV station, Channel 9.1 in Williamsport, serving Lycoming, Montour, Northumberland, and Union counties. Now more than ever, WYLN is your local network.
A 22-year veteran of the State Department of Corrections has been named the newest superintendent of the State Correctional Institution at Mahanoy. Teresa Del Balso replaces Jack Erstes, who retired after several decades of service to the DOC. Del Balso began her corrections career in 1994 as a corrections counselor at SCI Mahanoy. In June of 2010, she was promoted to Deputy Superintendent of Centralized Services at SCI Mahanoy. Along with her DOC duties, she's currently a lieutenant colonel in her 25th year in the Army Reserves. As a military police officer, she served 2 combat tours in Iraq and various short tours on overseas and stateside assignments. She's currently the commander of the 424th Military Police Detachment in Ashley, here in Luzerne County. She is a 1981 grad of the former Hazleton High School, received a bachelor's degree in Administration of Justice from Penn State University in 1985, and in 2001 she earned a master's degree in criminal justice from St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia. Our area congressman from the 11th District has announced that he will seek re-election. Congressman Lou Barletta stated that it has been an honor and privilege to serve the people of the 11th Congressional District and said there's still work to be done. Barletta has fought against illegal immigration and for strengthening our national security. He was appointed to serve on the House Homeland Security Committee subcommittee on counterterrorism and intelligence in 2015. He also saved taxpayers around $3 billion as the chair of the subcommittee for economic development. Coming up next, Eric DeBerardinis is in with sports here on WILN. Plus, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik will be back with a final look at our forecast. Stay tuned.
Tune in each week to WYLN TV 35 to watch the #1 Hazleton-based broadcasted television talk show, The Storm, hosted by Tiffany Cloud. Candidates, politicians, community leaders, and more appear on The Storm when they want to be heard. New shows air Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and these additional airtimes. Only on WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. We are going to meet 2 very special patients of Dr. Stacy. You'll meet Gianna and Patty, and you're going to hear about how this little girl has been receiving chiropractic care with great results most of her life. Her story and her mom's story this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
For most games, you're good buying walk-up tickets, but for this matchup, advanced sales start a week before. That only happens for one rivalry, Hazleton versus Crestwood. Tonight on WYLN, the 2 schools square off in girls basketball in Mountaintop. Earlier this season, the Lady Cougars topped the Lady Comets 57-45. Hazleton currently sits atop the Wyoming Valley Conference Division I standings at 8-1. While Crestwood is only 2 games behind after beating second-place Pittston on Friday night. Again, tune in to WYLN at 7:30 for our live broadcast. And tomorrow night, it's the boys' turn in a game that always brings the intensity, no matter the records.
It's definitely an intense rivalry. It's one of the better ones, I would say, in northeastern Pennsylvania. Proximity has a lot to do with us, having only been, probably 10, 11 miles apart from one another, and, the success that both programs have had. And
at 9-0, but Crestwood lurking just a game behind at 8-1. The Comets have edged the Cougars for the Division I crown the past 2 seasons, so Hazleton coach Mike Joseph knows the importance of Tuesday's game.
They have guys that have experience, and we've just got to be ready to play defense. Personnel-wise, I think we know each other pretty well, and we'll make sure, as we have over the course of the last 2 days, and pounded in today for the last time, what their guys do best and what we need to do to counter that. And our game plan is to play good, solid defense in the half court, try and stretch the floor, rebound, and get out and run.
Hazleton Crestwood boys tomorrow at 7:30. Willie Chandler has shedded the interim tag and is now the official head coach of Misericordia men's basketball. Chandler, one of the best players in school history, took over the interim role 5 months ago and has led the Cougars to a 10-9 record this season. And finally, some rest for the baby Penguins. After a long month with plenty of time spent on the road, we have reached the AHL All-Star break. Last night, the skills competition. Tonight, the All-Star Classic. But Friday and Saturday featured Wilkes-Barre-Scranton in action against Lehigh Valley. Friday in Allentown, the Pens couldn't hold on to a 2-0 third-period lead, eventually falling in overtime 4-3. Then, back at home on Saturday, on a night they retired John Slaney's number 30. And another poor defensive effort resulting in a 5-3 loss to the Phantoms. So, the Penguins, who started January with 7 straight wins, closed the month with 4 straight losses. However, they still hold on to a 3-point lead for first place in the Atlantic Division. Tonight on Late Edition Sports, we'll have hoops highlights, but next, Joe Garbacik is in with a final look at the forecast. Stay tuned.
At Whitetail Preserve, they pride themselves with giving their guests 5-star service. They are now open for lunch 6 days a week and offer limited delivery service for lunch to businesses in Cunningham, Valmont, and Humboldt Industrial Park. Call them at 570-384-2314.
Attention area residents. Show your support for local student athletes. Attend a live sporting event in your area. WILN, we're your local network.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. We are going to meet 2 very special patients of Dr. Stacy. You'll meet Gianna and Patty, and you're going to hear about how this little girl has been receiving chiropractic care with great results most of her life. Her story and her mom's story this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
Well, we missed out on any of the heavier rain that's been down toward the south and east, but even down there, temperatures were extremely warm, so this time around it was all liquid, that being all rain, because temperatures have been very mild. Still going to have to deal with those mild temperatures, but before all said and done in the 7-day forecast, it's going to get cold across our area, and we're not going to be getting out of the in fact, we're going to be lucky if we make it to 30 degrees for daytime high temperatures. But hey, for February, did I say that right? February. There we go. We got 50s for Wednesday, and then in the 30s, and then we're going to struggle to make it to 30 degrees by next Monday. You know what I was thinking with February?
What?
I don't know if you learned, maybe you learned it the way I learned it. I don't know how you learned it, Eric, but when you had to spell February, you always learned it February.
February.
Did you learn that way?
No, I did not.
February?
February. Yeah.
How about
F-E-B-R-U-A-R-Y.
How about Punxsutawney? Tomorrow morning.
He's an animal.
Yes, he is.
He'll tell you whether it's, whether he says it yes or no, there's still officially 6 more weeks to winter. So, hey, he has a good percentage rate.
What do you say?
I disagree with Joe. Yeah.
Spring?
Yeah.
Spring. But have a great night.
Oh, I'm okay with spring. Yeah, sure.
It's been how many years now that I feel like it's been?
It's always.
6 more weeks.
Always.
Always?
Yeah, it's always.
It's always 6 more weeks.
If they woke you up after a long sleep like that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, probably wouldn't be happy.
They wouldn't be happy. So.
Or you go to Pine Grove and see the other one.
So.
Yes, sir.